Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 16, 9.16, elements of a Java class. Actually, in a phased manner, I am explaining, introducing the elements of a class. If I dump all the members at a time, really you are annoyed, and at the same time you cannot understand anything at all. That's why one by one I am introducing, and after interaction of all the elements, now I am giving the entire list to you for your idea. And one more thing you must remember is that all elements may not be used in a class. Depending on the requirement of the program, we define certain elements in our class. All elements may not be required at a time. Okay. Now, number two, all the elements here I listed out nine type of elements. All 9 types of elements are not the members of the class. Out of that, some are the members, some are the non-members. First we understand which are the non-members. Constructors are not the members. Instance initializer blocks are not the members. Static initializer blocks are not the members. That 5, 6 and 7, these are not the members. These are meant for initializing either instance variables or static variables or one time performable task. They are meant for performing one time performable task. So they are not the members. Okay. Now I'll introduce all the members. Already amply I explained, just I list out, I give a briefing. Instance variables. Via object, these are meant for creating, meant for working for the objects. So via objects, we have to use them. Best example, already many times I am using length and breadth of the room. Those are instance variables. Static variable, this if it is a common one for all the objects to be created from a class, you may define it as a static. Then only one copy is created, that too it is belong to class, it is not belong to any individual object. So height is the best example, room height is the best example for this. Thereafter, instance methods. Actually, for every object, certain jobs are to be done individually. Suppose you have to prepare a marks report of students in a class. For every student, marks report should be prepared. Such type of methods, you must declare them as instance methods, because student 1 dot print report, student 2 dot print report, student 3 dot print report, student 60 dot print report. So these are instance methods, static methods. Sometimes we have to create some utility method which is commonly used by all the used for all the students. Suppose calculating the grade of the student. If you want, nobody will force you to do that. If you want, if you want to create evaluating grade of individual student as a utility method, you can declare it as a static method. Or otherwise, every time I am giving this right examples are converting floor area SFT to SMT, or otherwise a rounding of bill amount. Such type of utility services you can declare them as static. Then the method should be called via class name. These methods should be called via individual object names. Okay. Thereafter, constructor. Constructor is a standard initialization method, but you should not call it as a method, a standard mechanism, and it is not the member of the class. It is a, you have to treat it as a initialization method. Instance initializer blocks. These are also like constructors without names, only block of statements. These are meant for initializing instance variables and static initializer blocks. These are also initializer blocks with the static keyword at the top. For instance initializer block, no word is there, but static initializer blocks at the top, static word is there. These are meant for initializing static variables or one time task. If any task is to be performed only one time, such task can be performed using static initializer blocks. These three are not members. Thereafter, new elements I have to introduce: instance inner classes, static inner classes. Static inner classes, for the sake of differentiation, these are called nested classes. Okay. Now, what is that? I have to explain it through an example, then only you can understand. Actually, one class we have defined. In that, these variables and all that we are defining. Sometimes, other class, you want to treat some other class as a part of the same class. Suppose one car is there. Car is an object. In the car, you want to use another equipment called AC. AC is also another object. In the same manner, music system. Music system is another object. In the car object, you are using as a car object is a container, and it is using AC object as well as music system object. In such situations and all that, you can define other classes as the members of the class. This is the best example. You can easily remember this, and you are convinced with this domain also. One college is there. In college, different classes are there, and you know that what we define in a college and all that. Thereafter, obviously, you know that every college provides transportation service and canteen service. Actually, transportation and college, two are two different businesses. There is no relation between transport business and college business, college activity. That's why transport is a big activity. Lot of that is an integrated activity, but is providing a service. Then a class transport can be defined as a member of the college class. In the same manner, in every college, a common canteen is maintained. So that is a different activity. There is no relation between college activities and canteen activity, but canteen should be there to provide food and all that. So another class you can define here. These two classes are enjoying double status. This is called top level class. These are called inner classes. These are enjoying dual status. What is dual status? By itself it is a class. Other status is it is a member. It is a member. So you have to consider it in two angles. Actually, one point I have to tell you. Already I briefed about access control modifiers: public, private, protected, default. Actually, as far as top class is concerned, classes are concerned, only two modifiers are applied. Access. One is public, otherwise not writing anything. That means private and protected are not applicable to top class. But for these classes, all four are applicable: public, private, protected, as well as default. Why? These are classes. Because of classes, only two are applicable: public and default. But being members, private and protected also are applicable to that. So they enjoy dual status. These are called inner classes. Inner classes. And now you know that instance variables, static variables. So sometimes if any particular class as a member, it should act like a static member, then you may declare it as static. As static. That means it is treated as a static member of the class. static member of the class means then you can it is also inner class, even though you can call it as nested class for the sake of differentiation. This is instance inner class, and this is simply called as inner class. This is static inner class. For the sake of differentiation, you may call it as nested class. Only thing is, what you have to observe is you must digest the purpose of static. So, one of these inner classes, static nature is relevant, you may declare it with static keyword. Static keyword, then it is called nested class. That is the difference. However, in forthcoming chapters, we will have a detailed discussion about that.